Hi, I'm Bart Tubalinal. I'm a solutions architect at PointBridge, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about mobile and the cloud. Now, when we're talking about mobile applications, it's important that you choose the right platform. Platform selection is not just about choosing the mobile platform that you plan to target your apps for, like iOS, Windows Phone, or Android. It's also about the backend platform that's going to provide the services and data that your applications need. Unless we're talking about simple applications, most mobile applications do have a need for back-end services and data. Using a cloud platform like Microsoft's Windows Azure to provide those services and data is an attractive option for several reasons. First, from a cost perspective, Azure is an attractive platform because you only pay for what you use. You only pay for the bandwidth that you consume, the computational time, and the storage. Second, Azure is a highly scalable platform. Chances are your app won't initially have a need for maximum processing power, so you could start off with a small single instance, but you want to make sure that you choose a platform that can scale up and out when the need arises. Windows Azure is also a platform that can provide a high availability of your services. It can detect if one of your virtual machines is down or if your service is down and automatically start up another service or VM. Now, if it's a hardware failure, Azure automatically creates a new VM on another physical server and then runs your services on that new physical server. As far as service level agreements go, assuming that you have at least 2 instances of your service running, Azure guarantees a 99.95% uptime rate. Azure also provides usage monitoring tools so that you can detect and react appropriately when you start to notice that the usage patterns of your app are increasing. Azure also provides ways of dynamically creating new instances and starting new instances, and there are third-party tools that are available to manage this a bit more easily. Azure also supports different development platforms. Now, obviously, it's going to support Microsoft.NET, the Microsoft.NET framework, but if the .NET framework is not something that you typically use, it does support other development platforms. It has support for Java, PHP, and Node.js, so you can use the tools that you're more accustomed with. Finally, the Azure platform provides a bunch of services that mobile applications typically use. In terms of data storage, there are different options available. There's relational database available through SQL Azure. SQL Azure is basically SQL Server running on the cloud. There's Azure Table Storage, which is a NoSQL approach. It provides semi-structured, non-relational data storage. If you have a need to store large files, there's Azure Blob Storage, where you can save images, videos, and audio files. Azure also provides you queues, which you can use to send reliable and persistent messages between your applications and services. For mobile applications, queues tend to be generally used for sending push notifications. Now, if you have a need for supporting offline capabilities and making sure that the data is synchronized between the device and the cloud, Microsoft's Sync Framework team has provided some toolkits for iOS, Android, and Windows Phone to help you build those types of applications, applications with offline capabilities. The Azure Content Delivery Network, or the CDN, really helps you when it comes to building global applications. Basically, your resources, your assets for your application can be stored on edge servers across the globe, and then the device can pull down the appropriate asset that's closest to where the device is located at. So it really helps when it comes to responsiveness of the application. Finally, if you have a need for authentication and authorization services, Windows Azure App Fabric provides access control services, or ACS, which can manage that for you. ACS supports a lot of different identity providers. So if, for instance, you were building a consumer app and you wanted to use Facebook or Twitter's authentication mechanism, you could use ACS for that. And if you're building an enterprise app, you can use Active Directory Federation Services, or ADFS, to authenticate for your enterprise applications. Microsoft's Windows Azure team has also provided native toolkits for iOS, Android, and Windows Phone that help make it easier for you to connect to and leverage the services that the whole Azure platform provides. So the combination of both the platform itself and the services that it provides should reduce the amount of development time. So your team can concentrate on building great applications and not have to worry about developing the plumbing. So hopefully I provided enough information about the Azure platform that you can at least start thinking about Azure for your mobile development needs, and really see how it is a compelling back-end platform to provide the services for your mobile apps.